Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And there's a lovely thing called karma. You know that word karma? Well, over a year ago now, I had a live stream with this lady, very, very brave lady who had actually studied medicine overseas and was being given a terribly hard time by the Health Professionals Council of South Africa, who were refusing to let her be recognized as a practicing doctor. Now, my older subscribers will probably remember that conversation. It's in my archives. It's probably in my Loving Life archives. I'm not going to go look it up. I just remember it so clearly. But the reason I'm talking about this is because the CEO, the guy who runs the Health Professional Council of South Africa, is now on suspension for alleged corruption. Wasn't at the HPCSA, but his previous job. Now, remember, this guy is just one of the ANC ringers. Okay, it's one of the cadres. He's sitting there, earning his salary, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But as long as the money comes in every Friday, he's happy. He's happy. He's one of these people that we keep on talking about when it comes to destroying South Africa. Because there are so many highly qualified doctors who've done their studying overseas, which is probably as good, if not better, than some of the universities in South Africa, who are being denied the ability to practice medicine or practice their position as GPs in South Africa. Now, I say this with a great deal of cynicism, because it has been clearly said that when the National Health Insurance Scheme in South Africa is rolled out, where all the private insurance health schemes have their money put into this central pot, which is really theft from the people who've been paying for years to get private health insurance, but that's another story. That money will go to not just qualified doctors, but it will go to traditional healers who've done no medical studying at all, i.e. witch doctors who will now be able to actually get payments for providing medical solutions for people, I guess largely, I don't think there'll be many in the minority groups going there, but largely for people in the African communities. This is how crazy the situation in South Africa has become. I'm going to say no more about it. Here comes the video. Please remember to subscribe to Loving Life on YouTube to be kept informed. Please remember to register on lovinglifetv.com to be kept informed. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.
Welcome back. The CEO and Registrar of the Health Professions Council of South Africa has been placed on precautionary suspension. This comes after allegations of fraud and corruption during David Mutau's time at the Free State as the head of the health department. So let's bring in Dr. David Mutau now himself to hear how he's received this suspension. Dr. Mutau, thank you so much for your time on the lead this afternoon. You had written to the president of the HPCSA since being charged, and you indicated that you don't want these matters to follow you in your new role. But here we are. The HPCA has now decided to put you on suspension. How have you received that? What reasons have they given?
Thank you very much for having me, and good afternoon to the viewers at home. Indeed, I received a letter at around 3 o'clock this afternoon that the minister has found it in her wisdom to suspend me from my duties as the registrar of the Health Professionals Council with immediate effect. Obviously, just like any professional and anybody who is a family or a leader of a family, and any member who has links and networks with the society, you would feel bad. As it is right now, I really do feel bad about it, and I'm still considering the suspension.
Yeah. What do you mean you're considering the suspension? Have you accepted it? Are you planning on challenging it? Is that what you mean by considering? You studying what your next move will be?
Firstly, it is common cause that if you are faced with a situation like this, you have to accept it, which I did. Sign for it together with the president and a witness. And beyond that, of course, one has to process this. And this is what I've done. And I've instructed my legal representative to make sure that we challenge this decision.
Okay. On what basis are you going to be challenging the decision?
Look, I do not want to go into the merits of this case, lest it sort of compromises the case itself. But if you have said correctly in your opening statement or question that these matters are following me from the Free State. Now, if you look at what I'm being accused of having done, there is no where in the charge sheet where it is written that I'm being charged of corruption. That's the first point. There's nowhere on the charge sheet where I'm being charged of money laundering or anything like that. But what I have on the charge sheet, which I can share with you, is that I've been charged with Section 86 of the Public Finance Management Act.
Yeah.
Now, on that, it's mainly issues related to oversight, but also read together with Section 38, 39, and part of 40. Now, if you look at what we did insofar as this case is concerned, this is a matter that we are clear that we have people that are supposed to be looking after these resources of government, and that we have indicated to the powers that be in terms of all the authorities in terms of what was transpiring in the department after having been made aware by the audit process, which happens on a yearly basis. Now, beyond that, our view is that we did everything that we could have possibly done under the circumstances to make sure that there's accountability in that matter.
So you ensured that there was oversight on your part. According to the Director of Public Prosecutions, it's alleged that between January 2011 and December 2015, the officials, you included, facilitated and approved payments of claims for services that were not rendered by these companies. And these are the companies that were used by department officials as a vehicle to commit the offenses because they never rendered any services to the department. Were you aware of this when you joined the Department of Health, that there are some companies there that are simply a vehicle to steal money from the department wherein they would be paid for services that they didn't render?
Firstly, let me correct the statement that I was included, or rather I was part of the people that were approving those payments, as you have indicated. I was not part of those people. That's the first thing.
Oh, and what comes up now is rather embarrassing for eNCA. eNCA, one of the mainstream media in South Africa, who've obviously not paid their Zoom account, because you see that window that comes up that says, you're only allowed up to 40 minutes. Believe me, I know what this is they're talking about. As a little minor player on the social media scene, that's why I use Skype. Because after 40 minutes, that little message comes up that you're going to see now. But wow, you'd never think that eNCA would have not had a valid paid for Zoom account.
The second thing is that as an accounting officer, you are more at the strategic level where you deal with strategic issues of any organization. But second to that, there's what we call delegations of authority, where we delegate in writing, according to our policies, certain functions to your lower categories of people. And that is in line with your organizational structure. Now, if you look at that and look at the amounts that were transacted there, which is amounts of around 40,000, 50,000, these are amounts that are ordinarily done through quotations, which is enshrined in our policies. And that is done at a lower level where indeed there has to be monitoring and all that, which was always there. But you'll agree with me that there would be certain things that happens which the accounting officer will only find out later. That is why there's a process of an audit, which would then raise issues with you. And it is indeed important that you then take those matters and deal with them with immediate effect. Now, insofar as the people that were doing those, it is people at that lower level where certain transactions were done. And when I came in 2013, that process was already unfolding. And of course, I would not have been aware when I got in. But of course, later on, I was aware as this process was uncovered.
And what did you do about it when you became aware?
I definitely acted insofar as I was supposed to. And as I indicated earlier, these are issues that are going to be further ventilated in court. And I would not really want to go into details around that because okay. This is a subject matter for court deliberations at some point.
David Mutawu, thank you so much for making time. The CEO of the HPCSA, who has been placed on precautionary suspension.